All right, good morning. So we will start in a seated position today. So if you're not already in your comfortable seat, go ahead and arrange yourself in a seat that feels supportive for your hips, for your torso, for the start to a practice as we draw attention inside the body, beginning to notice any physical sensation that might be present, as well as any thoughts or emotions that might be present. And then begin to gradually slow and deepen your breath so that you begin to land into awareness of your present moment. Then we'll guide our palms together in front of the heart. Interlacing the fingers, we'll press the palms forward and up. Just begin to reach up through one hand and up through the other side. Left and right a few times, gently tugging on the fingers as we lengthen each arm, each side of the body, sensing down into the low back. All right, let the hands separate and come behind the back. Interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulder blades together, beginning to open up across the chest as we now start to turn the head from side to side. And then reach the chin up and drop it down. Again, reaching up and dropping down. And then one more time, lifting up and dropping down. All right, so as you bring your head back up to center, release the hands. As they come to rest on the floor, walk the right hand out, leaning into it. We'll take the left hand to the left shoulder and begin to rotate a few times in one direction. And a few times the opposite way. All right, and then sweep that left hand up and over toward the right side as you start to squeeze and release the fingers of the right hand or left hand. And rotate through the wrist. All right, with an inhale, lift up. And with your exhale, release your left hand down, walk it out a little bit, leaning into it. Right hand finds the right shoulder and start to rotate. A couple of times in one direction. And a couple of times the opposite way. All right, and then sweep the right arm up and over. Begin to squeeze and release the fingers of that right hand, as well as rotate through the wrist. All right, with your next inhale, lift up. And with your exhale, release your hand down. All right, so we'll shift onto hands and knees. As we come to hands and knees, start with the hands shoulder distance, the knees hip distance apart. With each inhalation, the belly drops, head and tail lift up. With each exhale, tuck the tail, round the back, draw the chin toward the chest. And just do that a few times at your own speed, moving through cat, cow, back bend, forward bend. All right, we'll take one more breath. As you bring your torso back to neutral, tuck your toes under, lift your knees, shift all the way up into downward facing dog. Start with a little bend in the knees and begin to drop one heel toward the floor, letting the opposite knee bend a little bit more. And switch back and forth. All right, with your next in-breath, rock forward into plank pose. Pause here as you exhale. Take another breath in. Now as you exhale, release to your knees, to your belly, to your chest, to your head. And just pause a moment laying on the front of your body. Deep breath in as the back rises and then falls. All right, with your next inhalation, lift your head and chest, your feet, your arms, open up across the chest, reaching fingers and toes back, heart forward. Couple breaths. All right, take your hands under your shoulders, tuck the toes, press back up onto hands and knees. Once you get back to hands and knees, we'll step the left foot out to the side, so directly out from the hip. Walk the hands in, lifting up. Take the left hand down to the left leg. Sweep the right arm up and over. Pausing in this side bend. Sensing from the right hand all the way down to the right knee. All right, the next time you inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, release your right arm. Step the left foot forward into a short lunge. So front knee over the ankle, right hip over the knee. We'll take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, and then scoot the knuckles over towards the left side of the waist. Let the head drop to the left as well. And so you start to sense into the right side of the neck. Take the head a little bit forward and back. Again, a little bit forward and back. All right, bring the head back up to center. Release the hands to the floor. Step the right foot forward into your forward fold. Feet roughly hip distance or a little wider. Knees start bent, folding over the legs. Possibly begin to straighten the legs, but focus more on bringing the belly toward the thighs. Release the weight of the head. Shake it yes and no. All right, bend the knees enough to take the hands to the floor and then step backwards into downward dog. All right, so with another in-breath, rock forward into plank pose. Pause here as you exhale. Another deep breath in. Exhale, knees to the floor, belly, chest, head. Releasing the arms alongside the torso, take a full breath in and out. And now the next time you inhale, lift head and chest, legs, arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together, reach fingers and toes back. All right, one more breath. All right, hands under shoulders, tuck the toes, press back up onto hands and knees. This time, step the right foot out to the side, so directly out from the hip. Walk the hands in, lifting up. We'll take right hand to right leg, sweep the left arm up and over. Sensing into the left side of the body. All right, and then inhale, lift up. Exhale, release your arms. Step the right foot forward into that short lunge. Hands come behind the back, interlace the fingers, opposite thumb on top. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, open up across the chest, and then scoot the knuckles over towards the right side of the waist. Drop the head over to the right. Sensing now into the left side of the neck. Take the head a little bit forward. And back. Again, a little forward. And back. All right, bring the head up to center. Release the hands to the floor. Step the left foot forward, back into that forward fold. Again, pausing here, dropping into the feet. Knees might be a little bent. All right, and then when you feel ready, walk your hands up the fronts of the legs, rising up to stand. All right, so as we come to stand, we'll turn and step wide on the mat. We'll start with Kapalabhati in Goddess Warrior pose. Toes out, heels in. Begin to bend the knees, squatting down to the extent that feels all right for your body. Take the arms out, same thing, elbows bent. Press the elbows back, press the knees back, so wide open across the chest. All right, take attention to the belly, and let's begin. And as you release control of the breath, release the arms, straighten the legs. Let the feet parallel to each other. Letting the energy of the posture settle down just a little bit. And then step the feet just a little bit closer for breath of joy. 3 inhales, 1 exhale, arms go forward, out, up. Exhale, bend your knees, sweep your arms back. As usual, we'll do around 15 breaths. So take a moment to bring attention back into your feet, feeling grounded yet buoyant in your supports. And let's begin. Last breath. And then just pause, fold it about halfway forward. A few deep breaths, inflating the whole back. All right, when you're ready, gradually rise back up to stand. We'll step the left foot towards the top of the mat. Step the right foot towards the back of the mat, but stepping maybe a moderate distance, so it's still possible and comfortable for the fronts of your hips to point forward. So not so wide that you're angled with your torso. All right, so right toes, of course, are turning slightly out for ankle comfort. Arms come forward, palms come to touch. All right, inhale here with the hands together. As you exhale, twist to the left, left arm out and back. Inhale back to center. This time we exhale and twist to the right, but sweep the right arm up and back. All right, inhale, right arm up and forward, palms back together. And then exhale, twist left, left arm out and back. All right, inhale the hands back together. Exhale, right arm up and over. Inhale, right arm up and over. Palms together. Exhale, twist left. All right, inhale back to center. Last time, inhale, right arm up and over. And bring the hands back together. All right, pull the hands into the heart. Shift your weight forward. We're going to briefly balance on this left foot. So as we start to bring most of the weight into the left foot, bend your right knee and draw your right heel towards your hip. All right, now there's many ways you can do this. You can do the slightly more active version that we're doing here without grabbing the foot. You could also make it slightly more passive by grabbing a hold of the foot. So there's possibly a little less engagement of the back of the right leg if you're grabbing your foot. So either hands together in front of the heart or right hand grabbing the right foot. As you balance on your left foot, possibly experiment with taking your heart forward and your right knee back. But just come to a place of enough challenge where you can steady your eyes on one point and breathe deep. One more breath. All right, lifting back up, right foot to the floor, release the arms, shake out a little bit. And then we'll do the other side. So right foot forward, step your left foot back. Again, not a huge step back, but maybe a couple of feet or so between your feet. Take the arms forward, palms touch. Inhale here. Exhale, twist to the right, sweeping the right arm out and back. Inhale the hands back together. Exhale to the left, left arm up and back. Inhale, left arm up and forward, palms together. Exhale, twist right, out and back. Inhale, palms back together. Exhale to the left, up and back. Inhale, palms back together. Exhale to the right, out and back. Inhale, hands together. Exhale to the left, up and back. All right, inhale that left hand forward and palms come together, and then pull the hands into the heart. All right, shift your weight forward, beginning to balance on this right foot. Bend your left knee and pull the heel in towards the hip. Again, this might just be active engagement of those muscles. You might use your left hand to hold on to the foot. So either holding the foot or keep the palms together in front of the heart. Finding steadiness on this right foot, begin to take the chest forward and the left knee back in space. Maybe a teeny tiny bit, maybe a lot. Let your eyes hold a steady focus on one point as you take 3 breaths. All right, come on up. Left foot to the floor, release the arms, give yourself a shake out. All right, feet about hip distance apart. Inhale, find your chair pose. Exhale, fold over your legs, step back, downward dog. All right, inhale forward, find plank pose. Pause there to exhale. Take another breath in. Exhale back to downward dog. Now as you inhale, release to your knees. And exhale, sit back towards your feet into child's pose. And you can take any version of child's pose that feels good for you this morning. Take 5 breaths. All right, so after your 5th round of breath, bring yourself back into seated. All right, as we come back into seated, we'll do another round of Kapalabhati before alternate nostril breathing. So again, exhaling out the nose as the abdominals contract. Relax the belly, breath comes back in. Just as we did in our Goddess Warrior pose, we'll do just about 1.5 minutes. So sitting up nice and tall, take the attention to the belly, and let's begin. And then releasing control of the breath. Feel the body resume a natural, easy, unrestricted pace. All right, so we'll move to alternate nostril breathing, but we'll add in a count to it today. So as you're breathing in through whichever nostril, let it be 3 counts. And then as you're breathing out through whichever nostril, let it be up to 6 counts. So really emphasizing the elongation of the exhale. So again, starting with right thumb, right nostril. Inhale to the count of 3 through the left. Close it off. Exhale to 6 through the right. Inhale to 3. Switch. Exhale to 6. And then keep going at your own speed. And if breathing out to 6 feels like too much, just do 4 or 5 for several rounds until breathing out to 6 feels okay. After the next time that you breathe out through your left nostril, go ahead and release your hand down. Again, feeling the body come back into an easy, slow pace and volume of breath without any restriction to which nostril it flows in and out of. All right, we'll guide our palms together in front of the heart. As we bow to the light within ourselves, we also bow to the light within each other. Namaste.